What do I like about PvP? I like getting creative.
That is a very hot topic in the community.
I personally find PvP pretty anxiety creating, honestly.
The main reason why I play PvP, I think, is the competitive side of it.
People trying to outwit you.
Gives you a huge ability to improve and get better each time you play.
I like to, try and do takedowns on people, knife people in the back, start throwing grenades around corners. I get cocky in a fun way.
Some people want Star Citizen to be just a purely PvP game, and some people want it to be just a purely PvE game.
And what makes Star Citizen unique is that PvE and PvP are always blended together.
Because it's such an open world game, it adds a new layer of difficulty to your missions.
If your mission is go kill some AI and take some cargo, well, brilliant, that's the mission. But then the element of other players, maybe you arrive there and they're doing the same mission and you decide to help each other out. Maybe you get midway through the mission and you're taking the cargo back and people, blow up your ship. And it's that element of not knowing, and it helps keep everything a bit more dynamic.
PvP is really important for us because we can learn from players what kind of strategies they do.
Players will always use weapons in ways that designers didn't intend.
PvP has been an excellent testbed for coming up with new weapons, new ideas for weapons, new gadgets, and so on. Anything for the FPS experience, especially as Star Citizen's AI gets more and more advanced. PvE players will start to see the benefits of, the iterations that we've done through testing in PvP.
It is incredibly important that there are areas where you can more focus on PvE, where there's a bit of a safer space. That might be a system that is more heavily patrolled and policed, like Terra, or in contrast to a system that is completely lawless, like Pyro, with Stanton kind of sitting somewhere in the middle of all of that. A high police presence, the law system kind of keeping players out of PvP can really create those areas where a player can focus on PvE to a much greater degree. For some of the more lucrative opportunities out there, you will probably have to go into a more dangerous area, and those dangerous areas are probably going to entail PvP as part of them. Of course, the elephant in the room with player versus player content is always going to be frame rate and desyncs. But while the engineering teams that are responsible for handling issues around that are fighting the constant battle against those, we are not going to stop developing content to support that style of gameplay.
So one example of that is in the Ninetales scenario. Players can accept the security contract and go to defend a particular objective, but what they don't know is that the enemy, Ninetales, can also hire players to prevent that. And that uncertainty just makes the scenario and what could happen in it so much more interesting for players.
My first big introduction to PvP in the Persistent universe was actually Jumptown, the original.
Which was never really designed to be a purely PvP kind of scenario.
We started getting frantic reports that there was this huge bug that a drug outpost was selling things at way too cheap.
It became a bottleneck for players to go to, and because it was a bottleneck, players decided to fight over it.
We ended up sitting there kind of going, we wish we didn't have to pull this out. Yes, it was wrecking the economy, but it looked super fun. We couldn't action on it immediately, but you better believe we all noted down right then and there that someday we wanted to do Jumptown 2. So development is just starting for Jumptown 2. We're going to be trying to recreate the original experience as much as possible. The first big thing is obviously we can't let it destroy the economy. To handle that, the event will only run for a few hours, but during that time, it will be hyper profitable so that we can hopefully still pull people in for that limited duration. The other big thing is making sure that people know about the event, so we're going to be broadcasting things in-game, be that comms calls or more likely a mission that will let people know where they can go for this and what it is. There are no plans currently to add capture zones or any huge gamifying elements. If you want to group up and handle it, great. If you want to try and steal the stuff in order to sell in a different location, great. If you want to turn it into some kind of legal organization for reputation with them, great. We are looking to support a very emergent style of play for this event.
So we don't want to favour PvP over PvE or vice versa, purely because people come to the game for different things. And we just allow players to do what they feel like they want to do. We're not going to limit things either way, but we're also going to cater for both sides of the coin.
With Ninetales coming in with that more team-based, kind of factionized PvP, Jumptown coming in after that with more of a on-your-own, make-your-own squad type of PvP, and the upcoming Pyro, which is going to be an absolute lawless hellscape of PvP. There should be a lot of great PvP opportunities coming for people who are interested in that content, and hopefully they'll be interesting and fun and accessible enough that even those of you who normally don't go that way will be tempted into trying it out.
As Star Citizen's gameplay systems and technologies continue to develop, we can continue to realize the promise of a seamless fusion of PvE and PvP gameplay made possible by the ever-growing law system, the varying security layers of disparate star systems from Terra to Pyro and all the Stanton-like systems in between, dynamically changing events like Ninetales Lockdown and Jumptown 2, all coming together to build a persistent universe sandbox that provides protection for some, challenges for others, but opportunities for everyone. Now, realizing that promise isn't limited only to the PU. Improvements are also underway for an electronic access stalwart. Let's check in now with the team at Firesprite to see what's shaken for Arena Commander in the upcoming Alpha 3.15.
We've spent quite a long time working with CIG, redeveloping everything that you see within the Arena Commander map of Dying Star and Broken Moon. We took on board the community wanting a much larger player space, pretty much making those maps like 10 times bigger. They also thought along the lines of, well, navigation-wise, got to try to give the player some way to navigate so they know where they're going within the maps. So to provide that, we decided to look at the maps, dividing it into kind of 3 player spaces. So for example, Broken Moon, we've got an area that is a lot more packed full of asteroids. We've got an area that's a lot more open, and we've got an area that's got visuals that you can fly around. And the idea of that was to give the player 3 different kind of takes within the same map for different combat scenarios. And the same with Dying Star, we thought about it from the point of view of 3 different areas within the player space.
You've got a central station in the middle. You've got an area which is very much more of that dark kind of clustered space. You've got a section which is almost entirely submerged in a gas cloud. You've got kind of larger, much more imposing asteroids with kind of smaller chunks littered around for people to fly in and around.
Which is really, really cool. Adds like a layer of difficulty, I guess you could say. You can try and outsmart your opponents, fly through the clouds, try and lose them.
Dying Star, as you know, is based in the Pyro system. Because Arena Commander is electronic access and therefore not representative one-to-one of the game, because it's a game within a game, we're not representing Pyro as you see it in the PU. We're representing it as its own thing. That meant that there was an increase in the diversity of colours, the saturation, the hue. And then we've also got the brand new volumetric gas clouds thrown into the map. But it is where we kind of depart, and we've then taken on the art direction from the original concepts. So at Broken Moon, the idea there was that you would have almost this beautiful vista, this marble of a planet, and realised that that was the intent, and we could now do it. So where the maps are at present, it's still a work in progress. I think we've taken them into the next realm of development, using the new tools, the new technology. They're looking much closer to the original concept, and I think that people are going to be really enjoying the new experience that we've delivered.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the new dynamic event system isn't just for large-scale PvP encounters. It can also be used to help blend unpredictable PvP opportunities into the persistent universe, like with the upcoming Jumptown 2.0. that PvP testing can have an immensely beneficial effect on the development of PvE armor, weapons, and encounters. And that old Arena Commander favorites like Dying Star and Broken Moon are getting just a little TLC in the upcoming Alpha 3.15. Now, don't forget, we're on the road to Digital CitizenCon this October 9th, and the cosplay contest is returning. Check out the website for more details, and be careful with the bagheads. Responsible. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.